Hello YouTube, this is Brian Tubbs coming at you with another video. Today I'm working on a piece. We don't have a name for it or anything. It's this guy right here. I made it in a few videos ago. I was talking about we made a piece for Tesla called the Guardian. A large outdoor sculpture. It was kind of designed as a Japanese samurai. So we're making the second one for them. They sent us a drawing of kind of how they wanted it to look, and so we're kind of just taking it from there. It's going to be about 6 feet tall once we get the base on. The base is a 2 5/16 inch tall base. 18 by 22 in length on the plate. This will sit on top, and this is a kind of like a sprocket extending out. This is a flywheel from a truck. And then let me show you guys a quick picture of it first. Then I'll kind of explain. Hopefully you guys can see this. It's just kind of just an abstract sculpture. And so you saw the I guess it's kind of a shield like thing, and this is what I made for the shield. It's 3D. It's almost 3 inches wide, and it'll fit on the front in this section like that. So that'll go there. And then we have a little portion that was on the back side. I'll let you guys see the picture again. On the back side, I came up with this. And this is about 3 inches wide. And this will sit on the base, and it will tie to the piece on the lower portion. So what I got to do with this piece is just go back and fill in some of the pinholes. We welded it, grinded it down, but it has a few pinholes in it, so I got to go back and do that. And then on this piece, I got to grind all the welds down. I TIG welded all this in. TIG welded this in. And the shield is all ground down and it's set and ready to go. I just got to clean out the holes a little bit more. So I'm gonna go ahead and tack this up a little bit more. Well, not tack it, but just fill in some of the pinholes. Then I'll take everything out and grind everything, and then just start putting everything together. I got to drill the holes in the base. I got to make a template to send to them so they can pour the concrete and put the anchors in and all that kind of stuff. But we're getting there. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna move the camera in and get a few close-ups of the just me filling pinholes in this video. Just TIG welding some pinholes. All right, let me go ahead and move you guys in. All right. You guys won't be able to see me, but you'll kind of be able to see what I'm doing. And really all I'm doing is there's pinholes throughout here, through this area. I had my wife, she MIG welded it. And I left a gap about the thickness of the MIG wires was 0.035, but there's still a few pinholes in here. She did an excellent job. But with MIG welding, doing this stuff you would just get pinholes. This is core 10. This is not stainless, it's shiny. We just took all the mill scale off. This is core 10. So we will be putting a patina on it, kind of a rust patina. And we will more than likely clear coat it with some Sculpt Nouveau clear coat. But I'll just get started here because I have to get this thing done. I want to get it done today, mounted, everything. And then we can go ahead and wash it down and get ready to put the patinas on. So I'm gonna go ahead and just get started, and I'll kind of talk as I go. But all I'm doing is looking for pinholes. There's quite a few, but I mean it's not too bad. Okay, here we go. My welder is set at 90. I'm somewhere around 10 CFH on the argon. And we're kind of waiting for word from Tesla whether they want like a clear coat to give it a little bit more shine, or if they just want the patina without the shine. It'll look like rust without the shine. It'll look like rust either way, but one will be clear coated and one won't be. And what I'll be using, I've told you guys about how we rust our pieces: hydrogen peroxide, vinegar, white table salt. But in this situation, I can't do that. Because when you're going to put a clear coat over, you can't use anything that could potentially keep rusting. So what we do, it's not rust, it's with core 10 you bring in the copper patina out of the metal, but we don't want to clear coat over that. We just want to clear coat over the Japanese brown. So it's just search, you find the pinhole and you just weld it in. And oftentimes with this, the pinholes are because you have this outer skin and this inner skin, and there was a gap there. And for whatever reason, the MIG weld didn't get down into that gap good enough. So it just left an opening. I could have gone back and just MIG welded it, but I figured I would be more accurate and just use a TIG to get in there and burn it in. Making these sculptures can be a lot of work, but they pay off in the end. This is a brand new one. We have not done it before, so it's gonna take a little bit more effort. But once we get the first one made, it won't be a big deal for if we ever make another one, because we kind of have the blueprint now. Because Tesla just sent us kind of an idea of what they wanted, and we just kind of took it from there. Some of these pinholes are right on the edge, right above this piece here. So I gotta be really careful when I don't want to run the weld over. Then I can't get in there to grind it. The weather has been so hot this week until I was almost ready to just not work this week. I have a fan blowing, but it's just blowing hot air. So I've been thinking about just buying an air conditioning unit to put out here. I haven't had time to paint anything, which is a good thing this week, because it would have just been a mess because the humidity is so high. So again, all I'm doing is just looking, trying to find any pinholes. Then I'm going in and just bolting them up. And one thing about pinholes, if you see them, they can look really small, like it's not a big deal. But if you're TIG welding and you put your heat to it, it opens up. So it's a larger hole underneath that pinhole. So if you guys are welding up sculptures and you see a pinhole and you say, that's nothing, it could turn into something. Over time, it'll just start opening up, and before you know it, you have a big hole. And then your customer's calling you back saying, I have a big rust hole in my sculpture I paid you that money for. And now you got to deal with that. So if you can prevent that by just filling your pinholes, that's the best way to go. I mean, you might not be able to get them all because you might not see them all, but if you see them, just go ahead and fill them. And on the on Guardian, this was a sword, but on this, I guess we might have to call it like an oar, because the piece is kind of like almost like a sail ship. or a sailboat. That's what it kind of looks like to me. Tesla didn't have any idea what it was, and so we're just kind of going with the flow. Quite a few pinholes in this section. I'll probably just weld a whole another bead all the way down. Right on the edge. And as I'm welding, I can see those holes just opening wider and wider. When I was working on the classic Mustang, you would get a ton of pinholes coming through. It's after, you know, taking the Bondo off and all the other crap they had on there. I think you have good metal and you weld a section in, like I was welding a section of quarter panel in, section of front fender, doors, and you think the metal that you're welding to is all solid. You think you've cut out all the bad. Then you get everything welded up, start grinding everything down, and pinholes are everywhere. So I think the metal was good to a point, then you get to a pinhole and it just spreads. So what I did in that case was made some copper spoons you put behind the panel, and then you could weld it up without that your weld kind of blowing through, because the metal is weak. It just strengthened the metal, and you can't weld to copper with like a MIG or Tig welder. So just a backing just to hold it in place. But with this, I don't have that option. So I can't get to the back side, so I'm just trying to go hot and just melt in. All right, we're getting there now. And this is gonna be a quick video, just showing you guys what I'm doing, what I'm working on. And the other problem with this is the art season has started. So we're selling, you know, sculptures and whatnot, and then you get a commission like this. So then you got to fit the commission in between your what else you're doing. And it's just not as fun and laid back as it would have been had the season not been going on. I'd rather do this in the off season. But it's fun, something that's new, is different. So we decided to just go ahead and do it for them. When I'm filling in pinholes like this and I'm running beads, what I'll do is there's probably like 20 pinholes right here. So what I'll do is start ahead of the first pinhole, and then I'll just run the bead. And I won't stop running the bead until I get to a point where there are no more pinholes. Because oftentimes when you do it like this, you're running the bead, you think you're finished, but you'll finish and then you take your hood off and there's another pinhole. So I just run my bead until I don't see any more pinholes. Then I'll stop because I'm at solid metal at that point. And I feel good that a pinhole won't pop up, later. May not always be the case, but that's just kind of what I do. Like I said, my wife did an excellent job with the welding. It's just pinholes you just can't control sometimes. So I have to go back and fill them in. And also another trick when we're doing the auto body work, we would get as many pinholes and all that stuff as we could, and then we would put the I would use a Evercoat body filler to go over everything. Just a really thin layer. And then after that, I would use the like a glass. It would be for pinholes. I can't remember the name of it right now. But I would use that after I used the filler and sanded everything down. And then if I see any more like little pinholes or anything like that, I would take that glaze. That's what it is. It's glaze. We'll take the glaze and go over the filler to fill any more pinholes in. But I just don't have that option with this. If I was going to paint this, I could do it. Like on some of our sculptures that we're going to paint with like an opaque paint where you can't see through it, I'll use fillers, like body fillers, like what you would use on a car, because it's all metal. The sculptures are no different than a car's body panels, other than we might use a thicker metal in most cases. Other than that, you still get pinholes, like I'm getting pinholes through here. And I think this is like 11 gauge metal, so it's not thin, so you can get pinholes in anything. It's just kind of the nature of it. And like I was saying, when I run a bead, and I think I'm at the end of the pinholes, I'll run 3 or 4 more dabs just to make sure there's nothing ahead that I don't see. And once I get, 3, 4, 5 dabs and the metal is solid, I know I'm good. All right, it's looking good now. Got a little bit more up here. The light is shining and reflecting off of it, and it's hard to see when you have it here because I'm getting shadows. But now I'm looking at it here. From that angle, I can see some more pinholes up here. I'm gonna watch my arm on this because it's hot over here, really hot. I rarely use my MIG welder for doing this stuff like this anymore. I use my TIG more. I'll use the MIG for tacking, and if I want to weld like to a base, I'll do that. Or if I'm going to leave the weld on, I'll use that, my MIG, for speed. I'll just go through and just tack it in, put a bunch of tacks, and we'll just leave it because it's a uniform tack all the way around. I know the metal is welded solidly. I know I'm not going to grind it off, so I'll just do it like this. But if I'm going to grind the welds off, normally I would just TIG it. And even when I TIG, I still get some pinholes, but not like when you MIG. As long as you do it right. And by right, when you're running your puddle, you want to see that puddle flowing down into the gap or whatever you have, making sure it's penetrating in. And if you do it like that, you'll be okay in most cases. I welded up this side, but from this position I can see a couple more pinholes over, so I got to flip it back over and do that again. Just one or two. So we're almost done with this sculpture. Hopefully it will be all done by sometime this afternoon. I'm thinking around 2 o'clock or so. That's my goal anyway. Guess we have another commission piece. Got to get started on. And then we have a show next Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And then the following week, another show. Then the week after that, another show. And the week after that, another show. 5 weekends in a row. We just came off of 3 in a row. And this is the first weekend we've had off, but really don't have it off. We're just doing commission work. Doing commission work and replacing some of the sculptures that we sold. I mean, I know without doubt, there's no way I can remake all the sculptures that we've sold. So I'm just gonna make certain ones, and then just over time continue making those, replenishing those sculptures. There's no way that I'll be able to get all those done that we've sold over the last few weeks. No way. All right. I think that is about it. All right, guys. So that's pretty much it for this piece. Now it's just taking this piece and the tall piece I showed you guys with the flywheel on it. You got to take those and grind all of the all of the weld off, get them smooth, run my my edges smooth, and after that just start putting this puzzle together. It just has to be have to be kind of strategic on how I put it together, because I'll probably put that shield on the front first, and then I'll have to lay it down, and then probably put the shield on, and then mount it to the base, and then I'll put this piece on, because this will be attached to the side of the upright piece with the flywheel on it, and it'll be mounted and welded into the base as well. So I'll have to just kind of think my way through it as I go. I don't want to put it on the base first and then put this on and then try and lift all that weight to put that shield on, because I want the shield, I want it to lay kind of flat as I weld that shield. I'll be TIG welding that shield, and that's about 38 inches long from top to bottom of that shield. So I just gotta decide how I want to do it, moving all that weight around. So it'll be a thinking process. Well, all right, guys, that's going to do it for this video, and hopefully on the next video I will have a name for this piece, and I'll let you guys hopefully see it once we get it all welded up and put together. I really can't go into a whole lot of detail about what it is and the thicknesses and all that kind of stuff, because it's kind of just between Tesla and us as far as how we put everything together, because we'll probably be making another one for them. So we have the drawings on metal and everything, so we'll be able to go back and do a second one or third one, fourth and fifth one. So we really can't put information out really as far as how we're doing it in metal and all that kind of stuff. So I gave you guys kind of a general idea of what it is and that kind of thing, but I wish I could tell you guys more. But when you're dealing with businesses like Tesla and GM and all these different companies, you really kind of have to keep things kind of in-house. But I'll be making some more videos and just giving you guys more information on what the piece is, and if you want to just give you ideas. You don't make what we make, but you get ideas to make what you make. And again, this is just kind of giving you inside information and some secrets as to how we do things in the art world, and just so you guys won't just go in blind. And as you watch this channel, I want to give you all the information I can to get you guys light years ahead of where I was when I started, because I didn't have much help. And I don't know if I mentioned the guy that was kind of my mentor, kind of taught me some things, but then when I started doing art and doing it just as well as him, he started getting jealous and upset and saying my stuff was similar to his. It was nowhere near similar to his, but just in his mind, he couldn't accept the fact that my skills were that good. I guess he didn't realize that I didn't just get started welding. I was welding classic cars and doing everything else before I started doing, the bigs. I was doing small stuff. But so my goal is just to give you guys as much information as I can to get you guys out there, even if you're already doing it, just to give you some tips on how to do it better or make it easier or whatever it is, whatever the case is. But all right, guys, this is Brian Tubbs, and I'm signing out. And as usual, peace out.